What are you? Oh my God, this guy. Watch this guy. That's smart with a baby against the light. New York City, man. What's going on, family? It's your boy J.O. Back with another video. As you can see, we out here in the main streets of Harlem. Harlem, New York. About to jump on his bike. Go for a little ride. Figured I'd come out, show you guys what this bike, well, one of the things that this bike is actually good at, which is maneuvering its way through busy traffic. It's about 2 o'clock, something like that. Traffic is starting to build up out here in New York City, so that's actually one of the strengths of this bike right here. Its capabilities in stop and go traffic. If you guys are not from New York City, but I think they have them in other cities as well. You see these little burgundy, lanes right here. These are bus lanes, supposed to be dedicated for bus use only, so most cars stay out of the way because they don't want a ticket, but they actually come in very much handy for guys on bikes and motorcycles. I mean, I guess technically we're not supposed to use them either, but the cops are a lot more lenient when it comes to a motorcycle or a bike being in this lane, as opposed to this guy right here. He probably got tickets and don't even know about it. Because not only, well, let me focus over here because this is a heavy populated shopping area, and people make U-turns out of nowhere. Like they'll see a parking spot from across the street and just forget everybody that's in their way. They got to get that spot. So like I was saying, these bus lanes come in handy for us, not so much for regular traffic. This is going to be a ride from Harlem to the Bronx. Yeah, a ride from Harlem to the Bronx, basically showing you guys what I go through as a motorcyclist here in New York City with a low CC bike. I don't know, I feel like I'm limited to like riding these local streets and stuff like that. I don't think the bike is capable enough to venture out far, so this is like what my riding experience consists of. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube and I see you guys out there in different states with like open roads, places where you could just ride in freedom. Don't have to worry about stop and go traffic and things like that. Must be nice, but New York City is a different can of worms. So for that reason and others, I'm looking to upgrade to something more powerful, so I won't be confined to just riding local streets like this. I could venture out and do some highway riding, things like that. I keep going back and forth on what would be a suitable upgrade from this, because the only two bikes I've ever really ridden, well, apart from, got an ambulance coming, might have to get out of the way. Yup. The only two bikes I've ridden apart from the Honda Gram and the MSF course were, or I should say are, this little beauty right here and the Triumph. The Triumph Speed Triple 1200cc, so that's like at two completely different opposite spectrums of power levels. To go from a 250 to a 1200, I haven't really, what are you, oh my god, this guy. I haven't really read anything in between, so that's why I'm not really sure which way to go from here. A big part of me is definitely leaning towards the 1200. I know some of you might be raising your eyebrows or scratching your heads. When you hear that, because keep in mind, I am a beginner rider. I've been riding for less than a year and not even a complete, well, this is May. No, we're in June now. Wow. So this month I complete a year, but it hasn't been a full year. Because I got my license in June of last year, but I didn't buy this bike until October, so I had from October until it started to really get too cold to ride out here in New York to, you know, practice. And then I started up again this year, so I say all of that to say I haven't even completed a whole year of riding. As you can see, this bike only has 571 miles. So to jump up, well, speaking of jump up, let me get to the front. to jump up from a 250 to a 1200 definitely sounds idiot extreme. But when you factor in the prices of bikes and the cost of a speed triple, the cost of a speed triple 2022 used is about 13,000. So I know what you guys may or may not be thinking. I won't assume, but you might be thinking, yo bro, you want a 250, you should go to something like a 600 or maybe MT-09, maybe. But like I was saying, when you factor in, watch this guy, that's smart with a baby against the light. When you factor in the cost of those bikes, it's not such a simple recommendation to get like a 600, because it's going to be basically a stepping stone. I definitely plan on continuing my motorcycling career. So I guess it would be like a pivot from a 250 to a 600, but I have ridden the 1200 on a couple different occasions, and prior to me even riding that, like a lot of the guys that, well, some of the guys that I know that ride, they suggest that, you know, I might as well just step it up and just go straight to a 1000, which I discussed in other reasons. Discussed and gave reasons for in other videos, which leads me to the point I'm at now, where I'm trying to decide between a street triple 765, idiot, she was about to run the light, a street triple 765 MT-09 or the speed triple 1200, with prices ranging from, well, the price is about 8,000, 9,000 and 13,000 respectively. So part of my logic is, wait, what is this guy? Oh my God. If I'm going to spend 8,000 on something that's just going to be a stepping stone, I might as well just leap forward and just get the speed triple for 13,000. But I also have to factor in the cost. I'm not rich. I mean, fortunately I have a well-paying job, and I do have a car, so it's not like paramount for me to get around by motorcycle. This is just like for fun, a hobby, something like that. So I say all that to say that to get my next bike, I will most likely have to finance. So that's what I think about too, is paying the finance cost for something that I don't think I will keep in the long run. Like, I might as well just get my money's worth now if I'm going to finance. Which brings me back to the speed triple. I know I sound like a fanboy, but like I said, value for dollar and everything that you get for the price of the bike is, and it's a bike that you'll it's a bike that you'll have and you definitely won't outgrow. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Would love to know what you guys think about it. Let me know down in the comments what you're riding now, what you started with, what was your second bike, things like that. Yeah, but back to the main topic of this video. You see how we working our way through this crazy New York City traffic. Is like, I don't know, sometimes it turns me off from even bringing out the bike. It's not always like this. If you come out at this time of the day, it's pretty much expected, but it would be nice to have a more powerful bike to where even if I was to come out at this time of the day, I could make my way through this and then head up to somewhere with more open road. It's good to have the option. New York City, man.